Okay, here we go. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, last run we did a lot of mistakes on the just easy running parts. The 3 hits on setup was just because I forgot to upgrade a weapon on Bernal. And then we got another 3 hits on the running part, on the bird part in Faro Missoula. That was also just a misclick where I aggroed a beastman. So the only real hits are on gold 3. Let's hope we just get better RNG, because last time was tragic. So yeah, the setup is, as always, about an hour 15,
But I can also
an
let
hour
you know
20.
that I am Carl. Goodbye.
There are some bosses in the setup, like the Night Scav in Kaled, which is a cheese. There's Grail. There's Gillica. The DTS, which is included in the splits, is also a cheese. After that, we do patches for the shackle, and we get some foul food from his store. And after that, it's just the usual boss rush.
Have you heard of the thing? The two, but you, I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summoned me. Ah, I bequeath. Use it. It will summon torrent. Treat him with.
Now we go and we get the flail. We'll use it on Bogart and Grail. We get disgrace for patches.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully? You were just thank you. I was put and I ended up. Oh, when they and so this is all I. Or I.
We wait out the night scav. Now we go and get the Sleep Pods cookbook. We will use the Sleep Pods on both Godskin Duo and Fire Giant to stagger him twice in both of his phases. That allows us to make this fight completely scripted, except the opening attack, which he does. We get disgrace for later on when you go get the charge attack talisman and tier. Now we go to Kaylee to cheese the cavalry. Now we just have to wait. Yeah, didn't know whether I would stream today. Still a bit sick. May sound a bit nasally. Simple. Now we're going to Fort Farrath. We'll get the Grace there and we go for the Beast Torch. And after that we port back to the fort and we go get Radagon's Source Seal, which allows us to wield the flail and kill Grail for 90k runes. We get this Grace down here. We use it after Grail to go and light the Grace at Redmane Castle for Radan. And it also allows us to get a Grace close to the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation, which we will go and get after we get Assassin's Gambit.
There's been a... How can I? Ever safe?
We lead these bats away, and we can just safely walk past. Grab this rune. Can just run past these rats. The beast torch makes it so that they don't aggro on us. We can just pour it out. And we go and we get another foul foot, so that we get all the runes from Grail. Get it from the beach down here. And we can wield the flail. We have the golden foul foot, so everything that we need. Don't really need mana to cast these spinning chains. They deal less damage if you don't have the FP, but they still apply bleed normally. So after we kill Grail, we go, we rest at the Grace, and we go to Round Table. We buy some items like daggers and seal to cast Flame Grant Me Strength for later on. And then we continue with Kaled, with getting the Grace for Rodan. through the runes. And we go to round table.
Figure to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I may. There is, but I can take gathering. Very well. Let my hand.
Belmartin, there are, I think, 3 rules you have to accept when starting to write in the chat. And one of those is don't self-promote, so please don't do that. Right? Okay. Get this grace for the flame, grant me strength, which is up in that castle. And now we go to the merchant up there and we get some poison darts.
Welcome. Dear customer, well, value these. I'm angry.
We'll get like 20 just in case we miss some. The poison darts are for Godfrey or Horalu phase 2. Just in case we don't get a scripted fight. We use those in this phase 2 to keep a distance from him and still get a few thousand damage in just from dodging and running around.
What?
We get this grace and we go and get Cryblade. Now we go back to Limgrave. We go into these ruins, grab a smithing stone 2, some Trinas lilies, and a charge attack talisman. Now we go get the Dectus half. We rest to make it night, that way we can pass through the fort completely unseen. Simple. Now we can go to Gatefront. We go and we get the Strength tier. We get Golden Vow. And we prepare some graces for later on, like the Blue Dancer Charm Grace. Some smithing stone ones, After we leave Liurnia, we'll have all the smithing stone 1s and 2s necessary to upgrade our weapon. And in Altus we get the smithing stone ball bearing 2, which allows us to upgrade our weapon to plus 12, and then we can collect 2 smithing stone 5s along the way, and we can get our weapon to plus 13 before we fight our first boss. Get this grace room later on. We get Golden Vow, and now we go and free Alexander. He'll give us an Exalted Flesh, which we use on Godric to make the fight a bit quicker. And we get the Grace and Cracked Pot up ahead from the merchant.
Oh, I at least. Might just give, and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all. Ouch! Oh, that's well. Aye.
This is the Dancer Grace, which we need.
Are you here as a...
This is the Crack Pot.
I'm afraid of...
Now we can go to Liurnia to collect all the smithing stone 2s and get Raya's quest done and get Altus access. Because of the beast torch, they don't aggro. And we can just run by.
It's no matter. Why don't? Oh, but don't.
We get the rest of the smithing stone 1s from this merchant, and some smithing stone 2s. And we take the portal all the way up to the main academy gate. We use this grate later on to go and get Bogart, but for now we go almost all the way up to the Dectus lift, collecting smithing stones on the way and some runes. We don't really need the academy key, but we do want the cookeries that are behind this dragon. Now we get some more smithing stones from a gazebo to the right, and after that we go to Master EG or Hugh EG, and we get the grace next to him. Can pull out our bow and just get these balloons down. They drop rune 6, I believe, which is just some easy money. Now I am keeping a lookout for the dragonflies, because I have been hit by one before, and that is not a fun experience when you lose a run to a bug, a literal bug. We get this grace just because it's a little bit quicker to upgrade when you go to EG than at round table hold. So we just grab this to save some time. We get this grace and we go back to the main academy gate. And we go get another smithing stone too. And we get Raya's questline going. Spot. We distract the crab, grab the smithing stones, and now we go to Bogart. Bogart is a bit more to the right, but we do have some lobsters on the way, which I would prefer to avoid. Hit Bogart once, and then we just stunlock him with the flail. And we will skip it to daytime just because the Death Ride bird is on the way to Raya, and there's no point in risking it having to aggro on us. So now we go to Raya.
Hello? Hello? Please. It's rather my mistress, but I was a... Could I ask that thug only if you've... Oh, to bless a thug, please. Please. Oh, thank you. Did I forget? I see you are very to steady such. Please.
Okay. now we can go all the way up to Altus, but we don't accept Raya's invitation yet. We do have to first kill what's his name? Bernal. That dragonfly did aggro on me. Still getting PTSD from those bags. We go and grab this grace so that we don't have to run back all the way from that church in Urnia. And for now, we go all the way up to the smithing stone ball bearing 2. We can just run past these guys. They will de-aggro once we get to the grace. Just to save some runes. Because we will Memory of Grace out of here. Just so that we don't have to run all the way back. And we grab the smithing stone 5 that's on this elevator ride. And we can just Memory of Grace. Not this way. Now we go all the way up to the closest grace to DTS. There's one smithing stone 5 there, which we'll use to upgrade our iron bolts. And then we go and we do Bernal. We will be kind of short on runes to buy all the smithing stones, so we will have to sell some trash items that we picked up along the way. We'll go to EG and just sell those.
No matter how you.
But we'll definitely be short a few runes. Yeah, I have to find another pathing where I can get a bit more runes along the way. Need 12 of these and 9 of these.
No matter.
Perfect. Okay, now we go to Bernal. And we do the physics. Okay. Got the talisman.
Suppose I have no choice. You are an enigma. To be certain, the volcano manor awaits you.
And now we go and we accept Raya's invitation to Volcano Manor.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand. Give me your hand. I will
Brave. I am Tanrias, a warrior. Perhaps you will you Joyx rise with us. Interest now you the drawing room, but be sure.
Okay, now we can go and get Assassin's Gambit. Or we can't really, because we don't have the runes. Okay, I guess we can get some runes from that graveyard there. Yeah, I do have to find a new route, which gives us a bit more starting runes. Come on, Torrent. Jesus. This should be enough. I think. Oh, come on. We go take the Spirit Spring and we go get the runes from the graveyard up ahead. Simple enough. Now we go and we get Flame Grant Me Strength. We Assassin's Gambit just so that the archer with the rain of arrows doesn't aggro on us. As he can make it a bit not fun. And we go to DTS. Okay, let's hope DTS doesn't do anything stupid, like jump away in a different direction than usually. Just get a drink. Simple. I guess we should have skipped the splits. Now we go and we get patches. Okay, we have enough strength. Should be good to go with patches. Nefarious will spawn, but we can just run back and he'll despawn after we get past this tree. They're just not nefarious. We can equip Blue Dancer. And we have to unequip the rapier and we're good to go. We do a jumping heavy attack and that should immediately transition patches to phase 2. I mean, you know, the begging phase. Okay, so we unequip this, drink this.
Well, well, well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance. Cough up your coin. All of it. Wait, wait, please.
Perfect.
I surrender. It was bound to happen someday. What a shit show.
We might not even need to... Well, I guess we can do it anyway. Because we need 6,800 runes to buy the Mortgage Shackle and the Golden Foul feet. And Gillica does give us 8k runes, so that usually covers that. Now, I do dislike this boss mainly because of his leg hitboxes and yeah, because of stuff like that. Okay, so the setup is basically over. Okay, so before we do Margit, I will just quickly go to the bathroom. So be right back. Okay. Let's go to Margit. We can equip Flame, although we can use it only after we unlock the Godric's Great Rune. Here we get the Margit Shackle. We go with Blue Dancer, that gives us the most damage. Simple. And equip this.
It's tightly hooked. The guard you breached. Well, but of course.
We'll need this and a bow. We grab this grace for the Great Rune activation. We clear out one more ballista. Let me reset the music to a better one. Okay, let's hope we get a good Godfrey RNG and that he won't do anything stupid. Because he is good at doing stupid attacks. Come on. Yeah, this is what I call bad RNG on Godric. None of the easy punishable attacks like ground slam.
I am the
But
Lord
still a simple boss.
all that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Okay, and we go to activate his Great Rune. Now I know the most popular way is going to the right and then going to the like hole in the ground. and waiting out the archer attack back there, but I always go this way and it just works for me, so. Okay, now after we activate the Great Rune, we go and we kill Radan, which will give us access to the third talisman pouch. And after that, we're off to Leyndal. Now, Radan is technically a completely scripted fight, but what can mess up the fight is he begins with a bad opener. You can just run back and try to get the right opening. Or the second problem is the Iron Ball's hitboxes, which do miss him sometimes, which can mess up the fight. Because with the script, you get a stagger right before he goes into his meteor attack, so missing an attack because of hitboxes is usually a memory of grace. You know, the beginning of the second phase can be easily done, but I think it's better to just stick to the script of the fight and yeah. Let's just hope he doesn't meme us on any attacks. Do want some extra runes. And we put everything basically in endurance during this run. We equip the Great Rune. We have Crackblade, Golden Vow, Physics. Yep, should be everything. So yeah, let's just hope for good hitbox RNG and a good opening, and the fight is it's quite simple.
The festival. But now.
Okay. Okay, simple. We got good hitbox RNG. One roll was a bit early, but it's fine. So we level up until we get 60 strength. After that, we get another +5 from the Rada guns, +5 from the Godric's Great Rune, and +10 from the Physics, which gives us 80 strength, which is the hard cap from for strength scaling. So the rest of the levels goes to endurance until we get up to 50 endurance. That is also the hard cap for endurance, and after that, I think in the very late game, like after Gideon, we pump the rest of the levels just into strength. We get it up to like, I think 91. It adds like basically no damage after that, but you know, why not? Never got hit on this running section, but I do wonder if you can get hit if you like mistime your Ash of War or do a different route. I mean, there's not really much variation in the routes. Mostly it's whether you jump or just run down the stairs. But never got hit before. I don't think there's a need to change anything if it works. Yeah, I wasn't fully on that. Come on. You will pick up some smithing stone 6s along the way. Just because we can save up some runes after Morgoth, and we will get the Melania dialogue here, but I do want to reset the Leyndell Knights up ahead.
My up for bringing here, and thus I shall farewell.
I guess I could skip to Goldtree and the splits. I don't know if there's like an auto splitter for the hit counter manager. I know there's one for the speedrun. Speedrun stuff application, but I guess an automatic one would be kind of handy on these hit counts. Unless you're, of course, switching up the rounds you do, and then you have to set up the scripts on when When does it? When is it supposed to auto skip a split? So we go down here. We grab 2 smithing stone 6s. We grab 2 runes, one of which is, I think, a 25k rune. Is it like a... yeah, it's rune 9. The other one is in the Ias room. We can also get a smithing stone 5. And another rune arc, just in case we get hit and we lose our rune arc. Oh, I should go and get the talisman. We have killed 2 rune bearers. We can get the 3rd talisman pouch.
Only 5. You have now to become the thing as much.
We do want the most damage we can on Golden Godfrey because, yeah, that arena is scuffed for this fight. You can get pushed into some nasty corners. And yeah, we did get hit on the last run here, so I do want to get this fight over with as soon as possible. Somehow the Golden Godfrey seems a bit, for me at least, harder than the normal Godfrey fight. I don't know, maybe it's because here it's a smaller arena, or I don't know. But I do get hit more often on this fight rather than the actual Godfrey fight. Like, come on. This is exactly what I mean about this fight. Jesus. As always, the one hit. Can we bump up strength to 60 and the next one goes into endurance? And can equip the Radagons. Well, Let's hope we get one hit PB at least. There we get the Mortgage Shackle. We don't really need to upgrade. We have enough damage to script this fight easily. Well enough. Yeah, I guess I just need to practice a bit more on the gold free fight. It is mostly a skill issue, although the arena doesn't help.
Allow me, you are unprevented. The thorn, a husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
I would like a one-hit PB, cause that just basically means if I start a run and I get hit early, there's no point in continuing it, and I can just reset, as I already have a one-hit PB. There's no need to go for a run that has a one hit and trying to get like a better time or something. Well, we'll see how the rest of the bosses go. The boss fight, that's the least script. I mean, we have mostly unscripted boss fights left. The Godskin duo at the beginning is scripted, but after the first resummon, it stops being scripted. So that's a possibility for a hit. Malekith phase 1 is completely unscripted. Phase 2 is scripted. What's else? Gideon is completely scripted. Godfrey isn't scripted at all. Unless we're lucky with phase 2. Fire Giant is scripted. Except his opening attack. And yeah, I guess Rada Beast is basically scripted. And the Elden Beast is easy to memory of grace out of if I miss one of the charge heavies. But as long as you hit every charge heavy, you get a perfectly scripted fight. Just okay. We do want it to be daytime because we don't want to deal with the night scaff along the way. And the run through this area is basically safe. And all the little kindred guys are mostly scripted, but I mean scripted in the way that they have a scripted aggro. But just running past is enough. Jesus. I don't think he ever got that close to me. We grab the ball bearing here and we can go and upgrade that round table hold. I'll just blow my nose out. Okay, we need 9 of these and 8 of these.
Those of a challenge find them well.
And we can sell all these runes. I'll get this. We'll leave some. We do upgrade one more time before Fire Giant. Using some Smithing Stone 7s we pick up along the way. Yeah, I guess 400 runes I can get. So now is the second longest running part. I guess the running part is already taking place since after Morgoth. But yeah, it's now just a lot of running all the way up to Fire Giant. We do visit the round table once more. So yeah, before we just used to run past Borealis, but on one occasion he did do his broken breath attack, and that caused us to get hit. So in order to avoid that, we will just do a different strat that I found and asked about on the Hitless Discord, where you go to the left of the lake and you spawn him behind a rock, and that way the moment you turn around and run a different way, he can't really follow you. So yeah, I tested it, it works, and yeah, I just hope it's 100% consistent, so that we can avoid fighting this boss completely. Just like this. Now we just run south and we should end up at the church up ahead. And as you can see, he got stuck before that little island thing, so makes it a much safer than just running past him and hoping for good attack RNG. So we grab these smithing stones. And we'll grab one more just before the fire giant grace up ahead. We will also grab the ancient dragon smithing stone on the head of one of the giants and use it to upgrade to plus 25. I will grab this grace just in case we die, so that I don't have to run all the way back from before Borealis. This is the smithing stone, and then we can just rest at this grace and we go get the smithing stone, the ancient smithing stone, up in that giant's head. Let me just blow my nose out again. Okay.
I didn't. I'll be doing much. Just lay out.
So we upgrade once and we go back and do fire giant. We want these. We do need sleep pods. We need some blue in order to actually throw the sleep pods. Oh. We did not get the stagger, which is weird, but it's fine. As long as we can get the rest of the hits in. Which is definitely what didn't happen. Yeah, this is a certified fire giant moment. Got stuck on some random tree. And we can get the hits in. Come on. Do a normal attack. Yeah, I guess this is just fire giant. I wonder why we didn't get the ankle broken for the first hit. Maybe the one of the balls didn't connect. I don't know. Maybe I should have memory of Graced out of there. Okay.
I have this world and death. Are you to commit? Very well, let my hand.
Next run, something like that happens on any boss. You know, he goes off script. I think I'm just Memory of Grace out of there. I don't think there's a point in risking it if I have a good run. If we were still going at 0 hits at this point, I probably would have Memory of Grace. Well, let's hope Godskin doesn't do anything stupid. Okay. So we rest to reset. The Banished Knight up ahead. Oh shit. Yeah, let's hope 2 are enough. Didn't mean to throw that third one. Okay, let's see the RNG on these guys. Okay, simple. I'll ace your dumplings. What's up, Bugsmod? How you doing? Seen the challenge run, I had to stop by. Well, thank you. We did get trolled on Fire Giant. He didn't stun after getting hit in the ankle the first time. And the second hit was on Gold 3. That was just a skill issue on my part. Still hitless at least. Nah, as you can see in the top right, we got 2 hits. So this is basically just a PB run. I'll probably do a second run tomorrow. And if I don't get hit anymore during this run, I'll probably just reset the moment I get hit and not continue the run. I guess we can go and upgrade our weapon. So yeah, this is just a PB run at this point to get a good score. Okay, we need runes first of all. Still far more impressive than 99% of the players. Yeah, I guess it is. Although, when I started doing this run and, you know, practicing for it, I mean, I guess I did a Deathless run right before I started doing this one. But once you practice, you know, you go and watch some others do this run, you find out some stats, then you realize that a lot of this run is scripted, which just means if you have the right setup, right talismans, the right level, you can basically go into a boss fight, do a sequence of an attacks, and you don't really have to dodge and get good at the game. There are, of course, some boss fights that aren't scripted, like Goldfree, for example, Godfrey, Malekith. So you do still need to practice a bit, but once you start doing these runs, it's mostly just practice and memorizing when you have to do certain stuff. For example, this part, it usually is pretty dangerous. You get constantly hit by the birds, but if you know the route, when to crouch, and for example, you can do a skip on this dragon. If you hit him with Mighty Shot, if you actually hit him. Come on. Oh, this is Mighty Shot. If you actually hit him, he just despawns as a safety mechanism to not cheese him. Practice, effort, dedication, exactly. It's just practice. You know, get a safe organizer and make some saves before the major bosses, and then just go and practice them over and over until you feel comfortable. And yeah, that's it. I have 4,000 hours in this game and never knew that. Yeah, see, I think 550 hours, and I just learned that after, you know, watching 1 or 2 streamers do it, seeing that it works, trying it out myself, and you know, that's just it. The best thing about these runs is that many people have tried these, and you know, you don't have to really rediscover the wheel by trying all this stuff by yourself. You can watch up some guides on how to do certain parts, and you are safe. As you can see, this part, for example, this is completely from Gino Machino's stream, where I saw him do this skip, and you know, this allows you to get safely. I quit doing normal PvE 2 years ago, well outside of mods. I only run randomizer mods and bingo boards for PvE now. Strictly PvP. Yeah, I never got really into the PvP part of Souls-like. I guess, I don't know, I always feel that there's a slight delay between the attacks, and never really liked the NPC fights inside Elden Ring as well, so never really got into that. But yeah, PvE is my love. Okay, let's see how this Malekith goes.
Thou who approacheth destined death, I will not have it stolen from me.
Jesus. Come on. I misrolled. Jesus, dude. This is what I mean. I didn't practice this boss enough, and I just misroll, and yeah. Happens. That's just the lack of practice. All good though. Right now I'm doing a run where regular mobs are bosses. Yeah, that sounds like hell. I guess it also depends on the aggro range of these bosses. Okay, let me focus up so I don't throw it again. Jesus! How do I get hit on these? Yeah, I don't think I have enough damage to script him. Or I do. Damn, this sucks. Such an easy boss. In the boss room, so Malekith will aggro within the range of that entire map. If a Dan spots me, it's pretty much a running simulator. Yeah. I'm thinking which boss would be the worst in such a mod. I guess Fire Giant, because he takes up so much space. If he just spawns in a tight place, he can just block a corridor. Okay, let's not throw the final boss, please. I don't want to redo this whole run just to get a different PB. That Malekith was purely a skill issue. On win in caves and catacombs, Bale is the one that sucks in small spaces. Yeah, I do guess he does have a low collision hitbox, so I do guess he does block a lot of the space when you ran past him. I was more thinking of the Fire Giant roll attack, because that has a huge hitbox, and I mean that's already a dumb attack in his own arena. The amount of times I died on my rune level 1 run from Fire Giant just bugging out on a random rock is crazy. Not mentioning his fire breath attack, which is even worse.
Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I remained your spirit, but alas, I know in my bones.
I don't think I have the clip saved anywhere. I know I did have it somewhere, but I think I lost it. And I have a clip where I'm trying to cheese Fire Giant from a completely different side of the arena, and he does this broken fire breath attack, and I can literally see the fire just bouncing around from different rocks, doing a 180 and hitting me from the back. So I mean, Fire Giant is probably one of the worst bosses when it comes to design in From Software. I mean, I guess, you know, Godskin Duo is one of those also, because that's just a, you know, they put two different bosses in one room and said, yeah, you know, fight them at the same time. So yeah, I got him in the room where you fight the Snail Godskin Duo. His roll went about 5 feet and was almost undodgeable. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If he gets stuck during his roll on something, he just keeps rolling in place while his hitbox is constantly active. So sometimes it's just undodgeable if you get the wrong arena. Okay. Come on. Do a normal attack. Oh my god. I hate when he does the push in front of him. Nah, I can't cheese this one. Jesus, how do I get hit on these? I did some practice before and I got all the bosses hitless. I mean, you can. I know there's a strat with the iron balls to cheese them, but that requires like frame perfect charge attacks, so I'm not doing that. But damn, getting hit on this boss fight is just demoralizing, especially since I practiced him before like 3 times in a row and got him hitless easily. No, it's just a stress from a viewer watching. Jesus, come on, dude. I'm just throwing this fight. I don't even heal fully. I think I lost the poise on him. Shit, that placement. Not optimal, although. Yeah, sucks. I'm getting a hit on. I got 2 hits, right? Yeah. Jesus, and I almost even out my previous run. Yeah, it sucks. You're actually using my favorite weapon for it too. I switch to Iron Ball or Starfist every time he comes up. Yeah. Starfists are generally better than Iron Balls, but I do level up the Iron Balls before I get access to Starfist, and to level up Starfist I would have to get the Smithing Stone Ball Bearing 1, which is not really on the way. Gina, come on. I'm throwing this fight so bad. And I'm not fully full HP. I don't think I'm going to script him because of that. Alright. Yeah, sucks, man. I perfectly evened out the score. Yeah, I guess more practice and, you know, streaming the game also gives some additional, you know, stress levels, I guess. Whenever you're doing it offline, it's just a lot easier to do it. But GG. Sucks, but a bit more practice. Especially the hits that I regret the most are Malekith, because those were just purely stress misclicks. I just rolled too early and then got frame trapped on Godfrey. I mean, Godfrey just was some better RNG, but also was just skill issue, and on Radan I jumped too early. Yeah. GG's. Next one will be it. I'm telling you, next one will be the one. We did get some good early game RNG all the way up to lane though. We got a good Radan. We got a decent Godric. The DTS didn't mess up the cheese. So yeah. All that's left is just some more practice.
The fallen leaves tell a story
Still nice.
of how a tarnished
As long as I get the no-hit run under 10 attempts, I think it's already a
across
giant
the fog,
success.
the lands between.
Before I used to think this was basically impossible. Now I just see that it's just necessary
Our
practice.
seed will look back upon us and recall
So yeah.
an age of fracture.
So I do have to practice Godfrey. There are people who get 10 times before leaving the rig tunnel. All I'm saying, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Although, like I said, I think doing a no-hit run, you know, people make it out to be harder than it actually is. Because it's mainly practice, and you know, you don't have to learn all the bosses. And once you get a save tool to practice, it becomes reasonable. You can also use like ER tool, the cheat engine stuff, to make yourself invincible. I don't use that, but yeah, that allows you to stay longer in a boss fight and just re-practice it over and over. So yeah. I do want to see how I will pull up the Soul Speedrunner. Let me just delete this run and load this run. But yeah, I get what you mean with some people get hit a lot before, but you know, it's not like I was perfect when I started my first run. I don't know how many deaths I have on there, but you know. I think everyone can improve in this game. Let me show you what I use to get some practice in. Here's this run, this tool here. And here you can see I have some save files made. And now, if I, for example, load the Godfrey save file and pull up back Elden Ring, I will be in front of the Godfrey fight, even though I practiced this multiple times before. And you know, if I get hit, I can just quit out and reload the save state. And this is the perfect way to practice boss fights, and you can just keep on practicing. Jesus. Stun wasn't meant to happen, but okay. This is how that fight was supposed to look. This is basically a scripted phase to Horalu. So like I said, I'm just disappointed at my skill that I got hit somehow twice during this fight, because yeah, this is just how easy it is. Like I said, you can just go and practice this as much as you want, and yeah, you just have to implement it into the run, and that's basically it. Let me... Nah, don't worry, bro. It's I don't know why, but every time I'm live, you know, it's just... There's also that always that pressure that, you know, you're live and it's going out into the wide internet, your gameplay, so you know, you just whiff some attacks, some rolls, and all that stuff. But yeah, don't worry. Let me try the Malekith fight. You know, also if it's an actual run and it's not just practice where you don't really have anything on the line, it's, you know, easier to do a good run. There's always some stress in an actual run.
Who approacheth destined death, I will not have it stolen from me again.
Ooh, I got stuck in a pillar there. Oh, that was my bad. See, but that's the part you got to drop, because at the end of the day, you're far better than a large majority of the players. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. Oh, I know... Can you jump his claw attack? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You mean the first lunge that he does, right? If that's what you mean, then yes, you can jump that. It might be even the one that killed you. Yeah, you can jump that. I just was a bit too close and jumped a bit too early. He has two variations of that attack. One of them is when he directs that attack at you, and one is when he just sends it in all directions, and it's based on how close you are. I just thought he would do the different attack. is also another attack you can punish easily. Ooh. I thought that would transition him. I think my crack blade ran out, yeah. I don't get the stagger. Yeah, in this case, if this was an actual run, I would just Memory of Grace out of there because both my Golden Vow and my Crack Blade ran out. So I didn't get the stagger. I wouldn't get the stagger in the second phase, and that allows you to script him if you do it right. Get better at quick kills like this? Yeah, I get what you mean. Whenever I watch like Bingo from, you know, Lil Aggie or Star Chris, killing the boss fast is, you know, big, come on, a big part of why you can win some rounds. I don't have Ritual Sword active. Although I guess in Bingo there's also, you know, different rules you have to do in different fights, like, you know, kill a boss with a remembrance weapon or something like that. And I guess, you know, I learned this run with the iron balls, and I know the strats with iron balls, but if I were to do it like with, I don't know, an Uchigatana, I guess, you know, most of these attacks wouldn't probably script this boss as easily. So yeah. I can show you Morgoth, how Morgoth is easily scripted on this run. Because I think you joined after Fire Giant. I'm doing basic bingo boards right now, not at the advanced boards yet. I don't really know which ones are the advanced ones. But I'm guessing that just means that you have less of the complicated squares. Are you doing bingo against someone else or just, you know, practice against yourself? No crazy shit. Yeah, I guess if you're like Lil Aggie and you have 4K hours in this game, doing the crazy bingo boards is just a normal, easy thing for you to do. So, this is how Morgoth looks on this fight. So this is what I mean by many of the fights can be completely scripted. He didn't even get to swing at me, so. Let me get some Oblivion music. Yeah, I guess let's go Malekith again. But yeah, I do like bingo. I think it's a nice, you know, way to play the game. Make it a bit more interesting after you finish all the rounds you wanted to do. can actually script this boss in a way that if you stand on his left side at the end of this attack like this, he is almost guaranteed to do the long swipe attack. That's just a quirk that this boss... Oh Jesus. I don't think I'm getting this dagger. Nope. Yeah, whatever. So if you do Malekith, the phase 1, standing in front of him on your right side and his left side after he finishes an attack, it's like a 50% chance you will trigger the long swipe attack and get an easy punish if you roll in. I think you can also run behind him from the right side and get a easy charge attack, but I usually roll in. I've been doing bingo board solo against people, won a few, lost more than I've won. Because their life on the line. If there were bingo boards for PvP, I'd be cracked as fuck. Yeah, I guess, you know, people who do this stuff, they usually probably practice offline also. I mean, if you're already good enough to do bingo boards, I guess you do it. You just... Unless you just started, but I guess most people already have some experience in it.
Destined death. I will not have it stolen from me again.
Come on, Staller. I think my buffs will run out. Oh, like you can see, yeah, I was on his left side. Yeah, my buffs ran out. I was on his left side and that just triggers that attack. Always a nice option to get a charge heavy on this boss. I just have extensive knowledge of where everything is at. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, you know, game knowledge, where to go and where to grab certain stuff is definitely beneficial for a bingo run. Because you know, if you just have to look up where stuff is or just don't remember. I don't even know if you can look up. That takes away a lot of time, and if you're just mechanically good against the boss fights, looking up stuff is banned. Yeah, okay. If you're just, you know, mechanically good at boss fights, you can do them quickly, then you'll always be, you know, be faster than the guy that knows stuff but gets stuck on a boss and needs like 4 tries. So yeah, knowledge is, I guess, a very crucial thing, but being able to kill the bosses is just as important. Don't think... Oh, this is enough. Yeah, I wish my Godfrey fight went like this. Guess I can practice the Radagon jump. Thankfully I can kill them at a decent pace, just not like this. Yeah, I mean, it's like always, it just comes down to practice, I guess. The more you play this, the more you get accustomed to fighting them with different weapons at different times, get to know their attacks. You know, if I were to go and fight like against Godskin without the sleep bots, I would probably die like a few times before I would actually get them, but because I practice them and I know the certain strat to kill them, they're somewhat of a pushover. So yeah. I refuse even boards. I respect that, I respect that. I just a general think they're a bad boss design, so I don't know. I mean, I know in previous software games there were better duo boss fights, like where you know they're somewhat coordinated and the bosses just don't attack you at the same time, but in Godskin Duo it's just, yeah, here's two bosses, fight them at the same time. There's not really any gimmick to this fight, just, you know, do it. I missed it for that. Ornstein and Smoke was a phenomenal fight. I did not play DS2. I played from the software games. I played Elden Ring, of course. Then I played Sekiro, which I did 100% in. It's 100% achievements. And then I played DS3. I was also planning to do like a full 100% all achievements run in DS3, but when I looked up that you need all the rings from all the separate NG+, I don't know, I was kind of discouraged by that. I don't mind how it's done in Elden Ring, how you need to beat the game multiple times, because you need different endings, but just running the game to get the rings was, I don't know, didn't like that. I think I might even get a stun in phase 2. If the poise carries over. Yep. DS3 was a great game too, just doing 3 runs back to back for all achievements would be annoying. Yeah, exactly. What I liked about Elden Ring was that after I've done my first run, I think I did my first run like a dexterity lightning build with incantations and the bolt of Grand CX. And what I really wanted to do was, even though I wanted the 100% of course, I did also want to just replay the game with a completely different build that, you know, does a 180 from what the game was played before with the lightning build. So I was actually looking forward to doing the different playthrough, but I don't know, in DS3 you can also do different builds of course, but I don't know, they just feel... It doesn't feel like Elden Ring where you do a completely different run. Oh, Jesus. And yeah, the +3 rings, yeah, that was... I get you have to pick up some legendary items, like in Elden Ring you have to pick up the legendary sorceries for an achievement, but at least you can do that in base game and you don't have to go into New Game Plus just to pick up some weapons, and in DS2, DS3 you had to do that, so it was a bit discouraging. Yeah, one more time. And I think I did one of the DLCs, like the Painted World of Ariandel or whatever that was called, but I did not do the Ringed City DLC where you fight the Slave Knight jail, which I guess I could go and revisit that. And I know that fight is rumored to be one of the best in FromSoft games, but yeah, never got to try it. Like I said, the requirements for 100% kind of discouraged me after finishing the game, so I just didn't go back to it. Shit, stagger. Okay, doing it. The Ring City DLC is great. There's one at the start of there. Yeah, like I said, I think I was planning to do the DLC, but yeah, I just looked up at the wiki to see how to get the 100% and was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing that, and I think I just quit after that. Which sucks. I mean, I might go back to it, but... And also, Elden Ring was my first FromSoft game. After that was Sekiro, which is... I think Sekiro is like 2018, 19. And, you know, Dark Souls does have that older game vibe to it, so... After going from Elden Ring all the way to DS3, I don't know, the game did feel a bit, you know, clunky when it comes to movement and the attacks. Not saying that it's a bad game, it just, you know, after doing Elden Ring first, it just feels less polished, which, you know, Elden Ring is their best game, so of course it's made better, but yeah, I don't know. I went from this to OG Demon Souls a few months ago. It was awful. Yeah, I guess. I mean, those are really old games. It's just, you know, you can go and play the Battlefront 2, which already is, I think, 8 years old, and you can go play the Battlefront game from like the early 2000s or maybe even before 2000. You know, it's Battlefront, but the game just it's so old that even though it's good, you just feel it. And the OG Xbox Battlefront game was far better. I don't know which one we're talking about right now, because I did play the first Battlefront game, and I did also play the Battlefront 2, But when I was younger, I did also play a really old version of Battlefront on PC. It was really old. I don't know which one that was. Let me look that up. Battlefront. I think there were in total 3 Battlefront games. Yeah, the series was launched in 2004 with Star Wars Battlefront. So yeah, the game is the first game is quite old. It was the same one that was on the original Xbox. Yeah, I guess the first Battlefront, the not old one, I guess it came out after Xbox 360 was released. Let's do Godric. Well, why not? But yeah, I mean, newer games will always feel better and more polished than the old games, so it's natural. Okay. It's 7:30 a.m. and I haven't slept. Got a hunt stream to do tonight, so it's bedtime for me. Drop a follow, so I'll be starting back to watch some runs later. Thank you, dude. 7:30 a.m. Jesus, dude. Well, go to sleep. For me, it's 2:30 p.m. So we are definitely on the other side of the globe. But yeah, good night, bro. I'll give you a follow and drop by to say hi on your stream too. Although I guess your tonight would be probably my midnight, so I don't know. But thank you for stopping by. I probably practice like 2 more fights and just call it a day for now and do some other stuff and come back tomorrow, practice a bit more and get this run, Jesus, done tomorrow. Just want to do heavy attack. Yeah, Rodan is scripted completely. This isn't my name, that's Paxiac, but for sure I put you to stream onto my Twitch when I'm not live. But yes, sir, you have a good one. Thank you, dear sir. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I guess I will call it. I will also call it a day for now with the stream. So GG's. It was nice meeting you and getting to chat with you. And this will be it for today. Bye bye.